Okay. KTT, a new episode of once every 2 weeks. This is episode 27. Before we get into the podcast properly, I am Drift. I'm joined by my co-host.
It's BlackStarXero. Just call me Zero.
That's how we're bringing it. Before we get into the podcast, before we get into the podcast properly, like, comment, subscribe. All of that helps the channel, helps the algorithm, helps us. Appreciate you.
Much appreciated.
Appreciate you. So, not gonna lie to you, if you're in the space, if you're in the community, if you're in this anime realm that we reside in, you got me? There's especially if you're in manga land, you know what I'm saying? Like where we stay, then there's a certain anime you might have heard of, you know what I'm saying? A work you may have heard of, you know what I'm saying? A one called One Piece, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if you've heard of it, you feel me? But hey, apparently its most recent chapter, I believe was 1138.
Yeah.
Apparently its most recent chapter has only gone and dropped quite literally a bombshell, so to speak.
It set the world on fire.
On fire. You feel me? The numbers, Mason. What do they mean? You feel me?
Much.
Man
so
said,
much to dig into.
or
so
rather,
much to dig into.
the numbers 0. What do they mean? You feel me? But yeah, cool. Before we get into that whole loaded discussion there, I wanted to pick your brain about two things real quick. You feel me?
All right.
Cool. So, what are your thoughts on Blackbeard appearing on Elbaph?
Chances or him actually just making an appearance?
I mean, either or, however you want to tackle the question.
That would be fire.
Yeah?
That would be fire. Bro, think of the chaos.
I mean, don't get me wrong, the chaos.
Bro, think of the chaos.
It would be very much chaos. You
You
get me?
understand? Like, that would be fucking fire.
Mm-hmm.
He's an archaeologist. You understand?
Uh-huh.
So that mural there, all the lore that the Elbaph giants have to drop in terms of like the Void Century and all that, off. You know what I mean? Like monumental interest to a man like Blackbeard. So don't worry, he'll be here at some point.
So what? You genuinely think he's gonna make an appearance? Yeah. That's not
all right,
me
cool.
saying anything definitive, of course.
Yeah.
But I'm
So definitively, I can't say he will. Definitively, I can't say he will. But if he does,
it would really
it's
it would take Elbaph from a solid whatever it is now to like a strong 9. You know what I'm saying?
Elbaph is all right. Cool. Last stage 3 chapters.
Hitting.
Exactly. You understand? Firing on all cylinders, man. So all right, cool. I don't usually just dash out 10s. Yeah. But for me, it will go something like 8.5, 9, 10. You understand? 8.5, Shamrock. 9.
Fucking bro, it's hitting like snow in the 80s, bro.
You understand? 9. We're getting like discussions and Nika and more thingy, you know, the massive
the mural
picture.
itself, yeah.
You understand with that? And then 138 comes in. 10. The actual mural showing like, well,
fire stuff.
We'll get into
me?
that.
Fire stuff.
You understand? So yeah.
So cool. That was me thinking. All right, cool. So odds of Blackbeard appearing on
High.
Okay, cool.
Not a certainty, but high, bro. We're like, he was in proximity of Elbaph as is.
What?
When he flattened fucking Law.
What?
You understand? So the chances of him like, all right, cool, I'm gonna go to Elbaph now because they might, bro. He knows about the man marked by flames. Not saying that's Saul. That's a theory.
Yeah.
Right. But it's likely that it's Saul. Right. Saul has all the books. What they were able to salvage from
stay
O'Hara.
there. Stay on that point, right? Stay on that point. The man marked by flames point I'm talking about, right? But do you know the other bit of lore surrounding that individual? The fact that he allegedly
he's in a ship surrounded by flames. Yeah, all right, cool.
But not even surrounded by flames. Like he runs around
whirlpools.
Whirlpools. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of the part of it that made me go, cool, it probably can't be so.
Yeah, so cool. So that's a very valid counterpoint. You understand? But I'm saying like Saul was put up there as the man marked by flames
for a time.
You understand? But a valid counterpoint there.
Yeah.
So but he has all the knowledge from O'Hara, stored or whatever they were able to salvage following the Buster Call.
Yeah.
You understand? So there's a plethora of shit there that Blackbeard would likely have caught wind of and wants access to.
Valid.
You understand?
Valid.
So Blackbeard turning upon Elbaph.
So like strong song, like a strong chance.
Strong chance.
I feel you.
Strong chance.
I mean,
bro, and again, think of the chaos. You have the red-haired pirates there. You have 3, 4.
and I mean, it's good that you mentioned the red hair pirates, but continue.
You understand? 3, 4 God Knights.
Like there are a lot of hitters on that fucking
right.
Like in
cool.
this arc so
the
far.
Giants themselves, the Straw Hats.
You know what I'm saying?
You understand?
But
low-key, whatever he got going on.
My whole thing is this: like, if he were to appear, don't you feel like it might be a bit too many moving parts appearing, like too many big names in one particular chapter? Like, not chapter, but one particular arc. You know what I'm saying? To be properly showcasing all of those big names. Because don't get me wrong, if Blackbeard pull up fucking hype, I'm down for it. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I would be a little anxious about you properly showcasing all of these big names in all of their proper fucking engagements. You know what I'm saying? So what I don't want is like
it doesn't even have to be a conclusive scrap.
No,
it doesn't even have to be a conclusive scrap. But he
100%.
could literally just pull up. You understand? Shit pops off. Some blows are exchanged, and it's like, yeah, don't worry, we'll settle up.
No. I wasn't ever thinking conclusive shit. I wasn't ever thinking conclusive shit, especially with Blackbeard. You know what I'm saying? In regards to now, you feel me? So that's why I was like, I feel like him pulling up to the fucking function would be fire. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
You get me? I would just be a little anxious about him, Shanks, Shamrock, Loki, all of these different big names, the Straw Hats themselves, all of these big names getting the proper display time. If that does happen, because it will be hard to do. You get me? These are big motherfucking names. You know what I'm saying? Blackbeard himself has 2 powers. So whenever that nigga's on screen and we're talking about him fighting, you're going to want to be able to showcase what he can do properly. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you don't want to overshadow the newer people from the fucking arc who have a lot of interest surrounding them as well. Like Loki. You feel me? Who currently is still, as of right now, just chained up. You get me? So once he becomes unchained, everything that he's doing is going to need its own time to kind of ferment and settle. You get me? So that's why I was like, him pulling up, fire, I'd be hype. I'm talking about Blackbeard here. You know what I'm saying? For the people listening. Yeah? Him pulling up, fire, hype. You know what I'm saying? I would just be a little anxious about every man getting a decent amount of fucking screen time. You get me?
Sure.
To give you an example, the ending arc of JJK, there were a lot of niggas that you knew were there. Not all of them got a fair amount of screen time though. You get me?
I mean, you don't have to go that far afield. One Piece itself, look at the end of Wano. Like, Usopp didn't really do much.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Chopper spent the majority of the fight healing people. So that's your use. I get it, you're a doctor, but like, not a lot of scrappage going on.
Not a lot of hand throwing going on. You feel me? So that's why I'm like, it's the only reservation I have.
Yeah.
The only reservation I have in regards to like a one Blackbeard rocking up to Elbaph. You get me? I don't know why, but up to now, for every time I was about to say Elbaph, in my head, yeah, it's saying Egghead. Fuck's sake, bro, yeah? But anyway, a one Blackbeard rocking up to Elbaph. You feel me? Yeah? Huh?
You're hungry.
Low key. You get me? Low key.
You have eggs on the brain, yeah?
Don't let them know. Fucking hell. You get me? But yeah. Anyway, like I was saying, yeah, I have another question.
Right.
That being, would you see a God's Knight dying in this arc?
Dying? No, that's a toughie. That's a toughie. I can't say no because I sure as shit didn't see Saturn leaving an Egghead.
That's exactly why I asked.
So
I like the fact that you remembered that.
You understand? If Emu's one of them zero tolerance niggas, so it's like,
which
yeah,
he
no,
appears
you lost.
to be. Which he
you
appears
understand?
to be.
You lost. You have no use to me. I'm taking whatever I gave you. That could kill them again.
Okay.
So.
And now, question.
All right.
Do you see Shamrock dying in Elbaph?
I mean, all right, cool. That's an even worse question. What the fuck?
That's what we doing. That's what we did. Ordinarily, I wouldn't even pose the question, but it's because we knew how important Saturn was and we know how important Shamrock is. And that nigga caught at the end of the arc. You feel me?
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, do you see a one Shamrock passing in this arc?
I mean,
I have my own thoughts on it, but I want to see what yours are, innit? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, we started the arc with one Shanks, so, you know, by the end of it, it'll be just fair and equitable to, like, you know, go back to one. You understand?
Nigga said fair and equitable, yo.
Just fair and equitable, fam. Like, just go back to the
old. Listen, it's one Shanks too many, yeah?
Yeah, exactly, fam. Like,
it's one Shanks too
They're
many.
multiplying, fam.
You get me? So, all right, cool. In all seriousness,
if
you had to give me just like obviously nothing different.
All right, cool. If Shamrock were to leave,
gut feeling type shit. Because I have another question post that. Like I'm saying, I have another question.
Don't know because I have a worry in a slightly different direction.
All right,
right.
That being,
but I haven't really fleshed it out. But here it goes. Like, what if Shanks actually fucking dies in this arc?
Hey, listen, I'm gonna need you to say. I'm gonna not say this. I'm gonna need you to understand this. A nigga like me has those cards on the to potentially.
Do you understand?
I'm in a group of people that feel like the
what
timing.
If we actually lose Shanks this arc?
The timing right now does make sense. I'm not saying I want Shanks to die. You know what I'm saying? But if the nigga was to die, now, in the 80th percent of the fucking work, when we at Elbaph, the long anticipated arc, now would be a good amount of, like, now would be the perfect time to let that man, you know what I'm saying, sail off into the night, so to speak. You feel me? That's not me saying I want that to happen, but if you were gonna do it, it would make sense to do it around now. You feel me? So that's why, like, it's even why I asked the Shamrock question, because I'm like, if you see Shamrock dying, who do you see dropping him? And if you don't see him dying, do you see Shanks dying? You know what I'm saying? That's why I asked, do you see Shamrock dying in this arc? Because if he does die, and it's not Shanks that drops him, then do you see Shanks dying and Shamrock being the one that drops him?
Possible.
You know what I'm saying? If Shamrock drops,
But is that
Shanks,
too obvious though?
hear me out though, right? If Shamrock drops Shanks, then that answers my previous question to me. You know what I'm saying? I don't see Shamrock dying in this arc. If Shamrock drops Shanks in this arc, I don't see Shamrock dying in this arc. You know what I'm saying? I see you dropping Shanks, getting away, and you being a nigga that Luffy wants to bust your motherfucking head open.
The reason he goes to marriage are probably.
You feel me? So that's why I'm like, hey, fire shit. You get me? Like, just the amount of questions Elbaph has set up so far, fire shit. Because it's a lot of credible things. There's a lot of credible pathways that could happen. Shamrock could die here. Could not. Shanks could die here. Could not. Blackbeard could pull up here. Could not. You get me? There's a lot of feasible things that could happen.
Big bumps for ass definitely ain't turning up.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm joking.
No, it's fine. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of feasible things that could happen here that if they do, regardless, bro, any one of those things happening would take this fucking off wherever it's at now to like a solid 11. You feel me?
We're still well away from any kind of that action, bro.
You feel? A ways away.
We're still well away from any kind of action like that.
A ways away. You get me? But like those are the little pre-questions, I suppose, I had for you. You know what I'm saying? Before we got into obviously what we're gonna be talking about for the majority of the podcast. You get me?
Right.
That being the mural.
Right. So before we get to that, I have a question for you. Based on the leaks for 1,139.
What?
Right. So you seen those? All right. Cool. So spoiler alert, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, if you weren't paying attention, yeah.
Yeah. Right. So it's Scopper Gaban.
Scopper Gaban.
Scopper Gaban. Scopper Gaban.
The man, yeah.
Go bananas. Go bananas. Right. So Scopper Gaban.
Right.
Right. The question I really want to ask.
And before you get into it, hold on real quick, right? For some reason, if you don't know who Scopper Gaban is, and I don't mean for some reason, you know what I'm saying? If you don't know who Scopper Gaban is, number 3 in Roger's crew. Continue.
Right. I was gonna say the question I really want to ask. I think we'd have to leave that because it's a family-friendly show.
I mean, hey man, past the 2-minute mark, not necessarily. You feel me? But yeah, go on.
Anyways, yeah, on to more important things. So seemingly, Scopper is the one guarding the key that's locking up Loki.
Word.
Right?
Okay.
And I can see that. Shanks laid him low, brought him back to Elbaph. Uncle Scopper's like, yeah, cool. I'll watch that.
Yeah,
you understand? So I can see that. No problem there.
Okay.
So Scopper seemingly guarding the key. Now he's saying to Luffy.
Luffy, yeah. No worries.
He's saying to Luffy, if you want the key, you have to run the ones.
Okay.
So my question is, do you think he's up to the task? Do you think Luffy's up to the task?
Of running the ones with Scopper?
Scopper Gaban.
Yes, nigga.
Yeah?
Yes, nigga.
Bro,
listen.
Explain.
Listen, yeah. Any question of do you think Luffy is up to any task goes out the window when he badrun gunned the fuck out that nigga Kaido. You feel me? Bro, me and the rest of the world were like, well, now he really is a Yonko and not just like name alone. You feel me? Like that is some Yonko-esque shit. Like, no word of a lie. I bullshit you not. That is some Yonko-esque shit. Like, when you see that man badrun fucking gun like a nigga out of the sky and into the fucking ground, like an active volcano, I believe it was.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, to me, that lets me know you are now of the caliber of individual that could probably throw hands with anybody on Roger's ship.
Fair.
You get me? Or with anybody, especially with Gaban being accelerated in age. You know what I'm saying? And by that, I mean just older.
He's an older fellow, yeah.
He's an older fellow. You feel me? Obviously, within the world of One Piece, older fellows are specifically like made to be kind of super strong.
Yeah, nah, don't sleep on the old man.
Like that.
Anime trope 101 from like, do not sleep on the old man.
And even within One Piece
What's
itself.
that saying?
Which one?
There's one saying, I forgot the exact wording in it, right? But it's like something like, be wary of old men who where young men die in their profession or some shit like that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I forget the exact wording, but it's to that. So that definitely speaks to like man like Garp.
Whitebeard. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Whitebeard.
You feel me?
Excellent
Whitebeard,
example.
Goku, Sengoku. You know what I'm saying? The old heads of the world. You feel me?
Yeah.
So while I don't sleep or what I perceive Scopper Gaban's hands to be, you know what I'm saying? Because you were third on Roger's ship. I don't think that my boy Luffy throwing hands with you is like a clean dub to you. And by dub, I mean a clean W to you, Scopper. You know what I'm saying? So I do feel like my Yonko can throw hands with that nigga. You know what I'm saying? That's my goal. You feel me? I'm like, my Yonko can throw hands with that nigga. Yes, sir.
All right, cool.
Yes, sir.
So you say what? Mid to high diff for Luffy then?
Mid to high diff, yeah. Mid to high diff.
All right,
You
I'd
get
say
me?
that's fair.
I feel like anybody watching the story or taking like stock of what's been going on would also agree. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you look at that pairing, if you say Scopper versus Luffy is a clean W to Scopper, I'm like, well, damn, boy, what does Luffy have to do in order to actually get your respect then? You get me? Because, like, if you ask me, anything prior to him beating Kaido is one thing. You get me? Anything prior to him beating Kaido is one thing. But when that nigga beat Kaido, formerly described as the strongest organism on the fucking planet, like the strongest creature on the fucking planet, yeah, I'm gonna need you to start putting some respect on my dog Luffy's name. You know what I mean? I'm gonna, like, just start sprinkling some respect on my boy's name, because who do I need to punch in the fucking head for you niggas to start putting some respect on my name? Like, what?
Maybe
bro?
don't end the fight with a very hard punch.
Like, no, fuck all of that.
Older.
Yeah, but here's the thing though. Niggas don't want to hear anything else but the hard punch. You get me? So I have to dole out the hard punches. You feel me? I be booming niggas in the name of freedom, bro. I like that.
All right.
You get me? I be booming niggas in the name of freedom.
Free to throw these hands, yeah?
Free to throw it, bro. Rated E for everybody. So yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on whether or not I think Scopper Gaban can throw hands with Luffy. You feel me? And that is going to be the first half of the pod. You feel me? We're gonna come back in the second half to talk about that mural. You feel me? Catch you in the second half. And in the second half, you have caught us. You feel me? So this is the second half of the pod. We are still on One Piece. If you are still here with us, then like, comment, subscribe. Helps the algorithms, helps me, helps you, helps the channel. You feel me? So, the mural from 1138, I believe, yeah? Cool. So, how do you want to tackle this? You know what I'm saying? Like, real quick, I'm not going to lie. A question from me to you, to the fans currently that's listening to this. Who is the god of the sea? Who is the god of the land, and who is the god of the forest? No one knows, but interesting questions. Yeah, so how do you want to approach this? Mural talk, 11:38. Where we at? What's going on? What we doing?
Well, it's kind of hard to fucking have a discussion. We just threw a fucking nuke in the conversation. Like,
all right, go on. My bad.
Yeah, then, like, I don't know what them niggas are. They got mentioned, like, what, one time in Skype, and that's pretty much it. I don't know them fuck them niggas is.
But they were mentioned in the murals on, like, in the text bits.
You
get me?
I don't remember. All right, cool. So for this, I think it's best we just kind of focus on like the mural itself and leave the Harley text to the side. You know what I'm saying? We can probably dig into that one separately. Another
I will say this, from what I can remember from the second world text, what it said.
Yeah.
It said the god of the forest nurtured its devils. You know what I'm saying? So that kind of strongly implies that at least the god of the forest is likely the Eden tree.
The Idrisil?
The Eden tree, is that what it's called? Like the one that, or like one of the type of trees that birth some devil fruits.
Boy, I don't even know what tree.
Like I think it's called like the Adam tree.
Adam tree is the one that's on Elbaph.
No. But like the types of trees, as in it's not just that one tree. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And like the implication here is, I think when it says the god of the forest nurtured its devils,
right?
I think that's an implication to be like, okay, cool. At some point, the tree that started to fucking produce devil fruits came into being a thing. You feel me? But yeah, cool. The mural, you were saying
the mural, right? So where were we?
Like, what about what we're looking at jumps out to you the most? Like when you look at the mural, what part of it makes you scratch your head the most? Like, damn, what's up?
All right, when I look at the mural, right. So just to kind of help give a visual aid for anybody who's read the chapter, right? Above the mural, you'd have the Harley text, World 1, World 2, World 3, right?
Yeah.
So for me, the most interesting bit is World 1. So everything that's happening where you see World 1 is. So that'd be the right-hand side of
yes.
Right? The second side of the mural, if we're going to use the tree in the middle to kind of like segment it into like two halves, left and right.
Okay.
Right? That stuff is fairly self-evident. I do want to touch on some of that later on.
Right.
But that's fairly self-evident. You see, that's a clear depiction.
We're talking about the left-hand part
the
of the mural?
left-hand side,
yeah.
Massive army versus this devilish figure holding the sun.
Heavily implied to be Emu.
Yeah, exactly.
Heavily implied to be Emu.
Yeah,
so very much like you
so that requires less interpretation.
Yeah, less dissecting
than the right side.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
So cool. Now on to the right side, right?
The real question mark.
The real question mark, right? Now, I know a lot of men are straight drawn to the big worm eel thing.
The serpent?
The serpent.
We'll go with is kind of what
all
the
right,
text
we'll go with the serpent. Yormungandr. We'll go with Yormungandr.
Yeah, I mean Yormungandr, yeah. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
so I know a lot of people kind of just like that catches the eye fairly quickly. Right?
It does.
But for me, what I start at is the city below it.
To the lower right.
Right. So the lower left, the bottom.
Yeah, so to the lower right of the mural. Yeah.
Right. Cool. That is what draws my attention first. Why? I feel like that's the ancient kingdom that's been depicted there.
You feel like the city over here,
the city here,
to the lower right of the mural, is the ancient kingdom being depicted. Okay.
Now the problem with that is most men accept that. I can't say most men accept that. I really shouldn't say that. But the vibe most people give when they discuss this is that half of the mural is looking solely at World 1.
Okay.
The ancient kingdom is dedicatedly World 2. Okay. So that makes me feel like that's the ancient kingdom because of the gears and all that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? How are you going to showcase technology? Somebody even said like there's monitors and shit there. I can't really say that for certain, but you understand? It looks fairly advanced, right? So that's one thing there. Okay. And like I already said, the difficulty there is most people take it to be World 1.
Most people take what to be World 1?
Most people take the city that you see, that's at the mural, everything happening there to be World 1.
Of which I am one of those people,
right? Fair enough. Okay. You understand? So nobody, not saying anybody's wrong here.
No, facts. Like,
right?
Yeah.
But that's the first thing that draws my attention.
Right.
So, all of that to say that if that's the ancient kingdom being depicted there, this isn't a one-to-one with the Harley text, and likely what we're seeing in the mural in its entirety is just the stuff from the Void Century.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
So that's just one thought I have there. The entire mural itself is just Second World.
The entire mural itself is
just
potentially just showcasing you what happened in the Ancient Kingdom War.
Yeah. You understand? So Second World. So so that's kind of one thing that jumps out at me a lot when I just like sit there and look at the mural.
So the idea, I mean, the idea that the world has been destroyed twice before, like.
Not saying I'm not
saying you're wrong. I'm not saying you're saying it's not true or whatnot. Yeah. But with the idea that the world has been destroyed twice before, right, and the working assumption being that it's kind of like a soft reset each time, right? Would this not make it easier to like understand that lane of thinking? Isn't that what the mural would be trying to showcase? You know what I'm saying? If we understand that the world has been destroyed twice, and when we look at this mural, we see two defined worlds while a third one is being described. You know what I'm saying? Whereas a third one that has yet to be properly actualized and realized is being described. You get me? So if they like the understanding that the world one was destroyed twice, and looking at this mural, which does clearly show you two separate events going on, separated by the tree in the middle, don't like wouldn't you think that maybe this is actually just trying to show you the 2 points in the world as they were before they were destroyed? That's kind of my lane of thinking when I look at this. I can't lie to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, cool. For me, for example, right, what jumps out the most to me when I look at the mural is those two at the top.
Like I said, like the serpent like definitely like gonna draw a lot of attention there, but yeah.
You feel me? Like those two at the top, and it's not just because, of course, they are like designed to be very eye-catching, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it's because...
Bro, we're looking past that, bro. What's this shit mean?
Yeah, what does this shit mean? Like, are they both spewing fire at this arc in the sky? Are they both spewing fire at the arc in the sky, or are they spewing fire at each other, and the arc just happens to be in the middle? You feel me?
Blaming random niggas.
Like, when I say it's, bro, the right-hand part of this mural, my nigga, the right-hand part of this mural.
So much going on here. It's the most confusing shit.
The lightning bolt coming from the fucking mural. I've already told you, I'm one of the fucking people of the world that believes that arc might be representative of Uranus. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Uranus.
I'm 60-40 on that.
You know what I'm saying? Which is still good odds for me. You feel me? 60-40 means that you've seen enough of the vision to be like, okay, cool. Like, I can see his head cannon. You feel me? So that's why I'm like, but I would like to know where it is though, because like you said, you were the one that mentioned it one time to me, yeah? It does kind of seem like the Arc of Maxim is reminiscent of that.
Right.
You get me? And if the Arc Maxim is reminiscent of that, I don't then think that would be Uranus. You feel me?
Right, it wouldn't.
I don't then think that would be
but
Uranus.
It is clearly shooting a lightning bolt, right? From the sky.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
Right? And for that to be the Arc Maxim, that would mean that the original, I don't even say original.
Yeah.
Let's not even touch on that shit.
Yeah.
Whoever had Enel's fruit during that time period was also on the Arc Maxim shooting lightning bolts.
Or
you understand?
Or was on something that the Arc Maxim would be designed off. You know
but
what
it
I'm
doesn't
saying?
seem to have any weapons. It doesn't seem like an offensive. It doesn't seem to have any offense to it.
And that's what I'm saying. So that's why I'm like the Arc Maxim is likely just like a derivative fucking creation based on this. You know what I'm saying? Of Eno trying to replicate this. You feel me?
Fair.
But this is my whole thing, right? This is my whole thing. I'm like, cool. If you're like an ancient people, yeah, you've lost the war, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. Like, you're an ancient people, you've potentially lost a war or some type of calamities happened, and you're trying to showcase how that might have happened.
Right.
If you combine the imagery that we got for Leloucia, lasers coming from the sky,
right.
how would primitive people or like tribalistic people or like ancient people, let me not use those words, like, you know what I'm saying, but how would they go about showcasing lasers from the sky?
With the lightning bolt thing.
Do you know what I'm saying?
But that's why I say I'm 60-40, because I've already mentioned the raindrops on the left hand
part,
on the left hand side of the mural, right? Like, it's all there for a purpose. It ain't the leaves falling off the tree.
100.
They're clearly away from the tree.
100%.
Right? And if you look at what happened with Alicia, it wasn't one massive beam that came down. It was loads of beams.
Like little rain.
You understand?
That's
why I say I'm 60-40 on that thing there, that boat there that's shooting lightning.
Yeah.
That's why I'm 60-40 on that being Uranus. So right now, it's more like that, not Uranus. But because of the raindrops over there, I'm still leaving the possibility open.
Do you feel like anywhere in the mural is showcasing Noah? I mean, I'm not Noah, Pluton.
Pluton?
Yeah.
I mean, listen, I find it ha-has, but Frankie's conveniently there. And who's connected directly to Pluton?
Cool. So here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. So, keeping the fact that we might feel like Frankie is conveniently obscuring the part of the fucking mural that we kind of like to see. Yeah? Fuck's sake, Frankie, by the way. Yeah? If we ignore that fact, you feel like if we ignore that fact that like he might potentially be hiding Pluton, right? Cool.
Well, he's hiding something. It might not dedicate to Pluton. Not necessarily Pluton, yeah? Him being there like, could be representative of Pluton.
But like, what I'm saying is this. So nothing else on this mural, in your opinion, makes you think they might be trying to showcase Pluton?
Well, the first fuck up is we don't know what Pluton actually is.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So going off the other three, we can assume it's probably a ship. Right? So we have the Ark.
There's the Ark in the sky, and there is a dedicated ship there.
Right. So we could, you understand? But it doesn't dedicatedly need to be, because there's 4 weapons.
Not necessarily, yeah.
You understand? Uranus, Pluton, what's the other one? Noah.
Yeah.
And Poseidon.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, go on.
You understand?
Yeah.
So there's the 4 of them there, but Poseidon's a mermaid.
Is Noah an ancient weapon?
I'll double check that. If I misspoke, I'm sorry.
No. Factually, because like the only reason I'm saying it now because I'm like, damn, I can't remember. You feel
well,
me?
it's like I put it there because actually probably isn't.
Even if
is it the 3 ancient weapons or the 4 ancient weapons? Even if it isn't,
bro, fucking hell, yeah. Like we are literally just like interpreting our fucking mirror that we're looking at right now, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, that one has me scratching my head. You feel me? Sorry.
So right now,
I'm gonna have to go.
Right now, I'll say let's not include Noah in the fucking.
Let's leave the Noah out of it, but definitely we have
Shirahoshi, Poseidon, you know what I'm saying? Uranus and fucking Pluton. You know what I'm saying?
Right. We know Pluton is something that can be built because Frankie had the blueprint. So it's definitely a thing. Right? We know Uranus is a thing because it's powered, at least Emu fired off, seemingly.
Yeah.
Fired off a, weaker version.
Using energy that he replicated from fucking Vegapunk's research.
You understand? The mother flame. You understand? Using the mother flame. So that's also a thing. Poseidon is a person.
Yes.
You understand?
They're a fucking mermaid. You
understand? So
yeah. But okay, cool. I mean, don't get me wrong, right?
Yeah.
For me, like the reason I asked is because I was like, cool. If anybody
it hasn't gone unnoticed, don't worry.
Like, if anybody felt like, hey, that is showing you fucking Pluton, but like if that ship there is Pluton, you know what I'm saying? Then it would be confusing to showcase the other 2 weapons on the mural, that being Pluton and Shirahoshi over there with the fucking trident.
Maybe Pluton weren't maybe Pluton weren't present for the beef.
Wait, let me land the boat. I'm just saying, right? Cool. If that is Pluton, the ship that we're seeing on the right hand part of the mural, yeah? If that is Pluton, why would you showcase 2 of the 3 weapons without showcasing the 3rd? Because
you mean Uranus, not Pluton?
No. Stay with me. I'm talking about Pluton. Uranus is like the fucking Ark. Right. You know what I'm saying?
So saying, what ship are you referring to?
This ship right there. That ship right there. That's not discernibly that ship that's in the sky shooting a fucking laser. You feel me?
The one below?
So yeah, the one below.
That's
you
Noah.
Feel me? That's Noah?
That's Noah.
Cool. So what I'm saying is this, right? I don't think that the raindrops is Uranus then. You know what I'm saying?
Fair.
Because if that's Noah, why would you showcase Uranos like potentially there, Shirahoshi there, who are two dedicated weapons, and then the rain drops to the top left of the Mural. You get me? It will just be confusing depiction. The only reason I asked the whole whether or not that's Pluton question is because if for some reason we were working with the idea that that was Pluton and that was potentially Uranos there, and over there we see Shirahoshi, then we're now looking at all three of the ancient weapons, but that's Noah. You get me? Cool.
Fair. So going back to what I was saying earlier about it possibly being just one depiction, so it's just the Void Sentry section.
What?
The tree separating it might not be separating two worlds. It could be. It's just one interpretation. Yeah, I'm not saying this is definitely what it is.
Just marry this point to the fact that we have three volumes of the thing, though. We're not going to touch on the text itself.
We're not touching on the text.
What
I'm saying is, the text it helps that. But what I'm saying is, if you look at it as the tree segmenting the beginning and the end of the conflict, it kind of makes sense. That's what I'm looking at.
But then why would you describe it as like separate worlds then? You know what I'm saying? Combine that with the knowledge. Stay with me. Combine that with the knowledge that the world has been destroyed twice.
Sure.
Cool.
But this can only just be, the Mural here, as we're seeing here, could just be talking about one facet. Just second world, is what I'm saying to you.
But then why would you have the three texts at the top talking about the three separate worlds and being described very differently?
Fair.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm like, don't forget, all of that has to be married, my nigga. You feel me? That's what I be saying.
I mean, it doesn't, because the third world isn't there.
The third world isn't there.
You understand? So it's not even. It's not even.
But the third world not being there, the third world not being there is described in the third text. So you don't expect it to be in the Mural.
No, because we're reading that. That's one
exactly.
piece.
So I'm like, of course, the third world isn't being shown because in the the text describing the third world, it's describing a world that's yet to happen. Of course, you're not going to see that in the Mural. You feel me? But the other two worlds, why would you describe two worlds that seemingly is describing what we're looking at in the Mural, right to left? You know what I'm saying? Right. The first book mentions a serpent, ding. To the right, you feel me?
Okay.
The second book starts talking about some other shit, you know what I'm saying? Deified the fucking, like the ones that slew the sun, deified themselves, That does seem like over here, you feel me? So that's the only reason I have to look at them as separate fucking, like different points in time, separate worlds.
So you're saying that Snake and Manga up there, world 1, you're saying that the man them down there, world 2, and then everything over there, world 3.
No. Well, nothing on here is world 3.
Okay.
Nothing on here, nothing on the Mural is world 3. World 3 is yet to happen. You feel me? Like
world 3 is unfolding as
literally as we speak.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
enough.
And like the third text even describes shit that's going on now. You feel me? So you're not gonna see that in the Mural. But these two texts, if you read them and then you kind of look at the Mural as in like the first text is from world 1 to the right hand part of the Mural, and you look at the second text as the left hand part of the Mural, it becomes becomes clearer to see to like at least me that it's describing separate points in time before like when the worlds were destroyed. You feel me? Like this happened, however that fallout happened, the world was destroyed after that. Likely, I ain't gonna lie, it's what we were headcanoning with Nika firing off fucking Uranos making the sea level rise. I think, you know what I'm saying?
Could be what's being
that would be
right?
Like what destroyed the first world, and then obviously the second world is the one that you, me, and the fandom is the most cognizant of. You feel me? Like that being the left hand part of the Mural. You know what I'm saying? A Joy Boy versus the fucking the 20 Kings, you know what I'm saying? And obviously now we can see that a lot of the headcanon that we had, that it was Joy Boy and like a lot of the different races at the time that helped him fight against them, we can see in the Mural. You feel me? Complete with Shirahoshi. I mean, well, not Shirahoshi, but Poseidon. You feel me? So that's why my headcanon is like the text is like showing you one-to-one what you're looking at in the Mural. The first text, right-hand part of the Mural. Second text, left-hand part of the Mural. Third text, has like you're not seeing that in the Mural because it's what's happening right now in the world of One Piece. You feel me? But that's kind of where my headcanon is like in regards to what we're looking at here with the Mural. You feel me? Like, yes sir. But
I mean, I'll leave the possibility open for it. But yeah,
I mean, it has to
like
be.
multiple interpretations.
It has to be, blood.
There's so much shit.
Because there's enough here to go on. There's enough here to go on that anybody's headcanon could be fucking wrong. Anybody, like, bruv, there is no definitive wrong answers to this shit, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? And that's how you know it's fire shit.
All right.
You feel me? That's how you know it's fire shit.
And then to kind of round up.
To close out the pod,
Yeah, so just a few more interesting things. The one guy falling off the ship that's seemingly back in Imu, that's interesting. So I think there's like 4 men left on the ship and 1 man's off. We know like Saturn's gone, so we're down to 4 Gorosei. This one probably isn't the best thing about. I think it was like 4 men on the ship and 1 guy falling off.
Okay.
So that, that's a weird thing there. Kind of like I was trying to communicate, maybe not the best way, but it's like, and we're not even going to get into that, we don't have time, so we can come back to this part. I think the left hand side of the mural might just be mirroring what's going to happen, like Endgame. But like I said, we can come back to that again, another point. And then the weird elephant mountain ship.
Yeah.
On the right hand side,
which I do firmly believe. I mean, I've told you this off mic. I am starting to think that shit is just like a fucking, you know Zanisha's fucking species. Yeah, it's just like a precursor. To
don't lock in like that. Weirdo's like, oh yeah, that's definitely Loki. Man, fuck off. Nigga. You understand? It could just be an ancient giant, and that could just be one of Zanisha's species. It doesn't have to dedicately be Zanisha.
I feel like
But if in George Boy's Big Beef, why is Zunisha not there? If that's George Boy's Big Beef and Zunisha was George Boy's dog, why weren't he there?
Facts. Well, now that is a point against the left hand part of the mural.
You know what I mean?
That is a point against the left hand part of the mural.
Zunisha felt sorry for something, maybe he couldn't be there. So
then again, Zunisha was punished for something. You get me? But even if we were talking about that point there, where Zunisha was punished for whatever the fuck he was punished for, that would be post the second war. So post the left hand part of the mural, not anything being shown on the right. Mm-hmm. You feel me? So that's why I'm like, Zanisha not being on the left-hand part of the mural is a powerful point against the left-hand part of the mural.
If it's Zanisha, then like I said, to me, it kind of also looks like a mountain because you see the people coming up from below the ground and walking up something that looks like a mountain.
But right? that does make me think like Zanisha's fucking species is big enough to house a community on it. So it might just be indicative of something like that.
I mean, sure.
You get me?
Sure. So Zanisha, mountain. And then the last thing about it now is the fact that it has either those are tusks,
bro. Those are fucking oars, bro.
So why is it not a racing boat?
That's what makes me think it's a fucking elephant. Why the fuck there were oars on what would be its trunk? I don't know.
Do you understand?
You know what I'm saying? But it's one piece. When I say it's one piece and it's maybe...
But you're able to look at the horns on the emu looking figure. Look at the horns on the dragon. Look at the horns on the Loki looking giant. You're able to draw things like that attached to the picture without making it look weird like that. Yeah. Those just look like oars.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. In the absence of evidence, my nigga, I'm not gonna lie to you. In the absence of anything else that it could look like, I am firmly thinking it is oars. You know what I'm saying? But when I think it's oars, I'm thinking it might just be some type of fucking, like some type of ornament, armor type shit that a giant fucking elephant back in the day was made to wear. You know what I'm saying? Because it does look like Emu is standing on it, which gives the fucking, which evokes the image of like him riding it. You know what I'm saying? If it is an elephant and not a fucking mountain. Because if it's a mountain with oars, I'm confused. You know what I'm saying? But if it is an elephant... And
so are we saying are we saying that Emu is definitely World 1 too?
Definitely. I'm not even gonna... We won't get into this now, but you see the serpent and the big black thing on up top? I believe Emu was around for that clash when the fucking dragon to the left, which is like the middle part of the fucking mural.
For those wondering, the dragon coming down the tree. Yeah. So the one that's fighting with the serpent.
The one fighting with the serpent, I kind of think that whatever it was, it died, and then Emu took its power, and that's what gives Emu the whole shape-shifting big black-esque form that we see to the left-hand part of the mural. You know what I'm saying? Fair. But that's where I'm at with it. We ain't gonna get into that right now, because we need to close out the pod. You feel me? But obviously, thoughts for next time. You get me? Thoughts for next time. Can't lie. 11:38. Bossing. I ain't gonna hold you. Straight bossing. You feel me?
Factual.
Any more thoughts to tack on to the end of the pod, my dog?
Nah, we could just go over this mural for days and days and days. Bro. So I think when we return to it, probably look at it again with like the Harley text.
Yeah, we'll actually factor in the Harley text as well. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Go from instead of just like imagery, like instead of just kind of like imagery conjecture.
But it's so fun to stare at.
It's fire though. It's fire. I'm not gonna. That's what I'm like, bro. 11:38, bossing. You got it, man. Fuck. I ain't gonna lie. Elbaph heating up. You feel me? But without further ado, I've been Drift. This has been KTT.
It's your boy Xero.
I will catch you in the next one. Love.